Okay, welcome guys to this weekly analysis. This is the weekly analysis for the 27th of July to 31st of July. Basically, what we're looking for is the best opportunities during this week that we could possibly trade. So guys, I am a technical trader. I enjoy trading technical analysis. That's my strong point, and that's what I'm going to be covering the most today. So let's just check what's happening this week. I know this week is a very important week in terms of fundamentals. Okay, so what we do is we always just check before the week starts what type of news events we're going to be having during the week. So what I would do is go to investing.com, okay, and then check the economic calendar and see what's happening for this week. Okay, I'm getting chats there that there's no sound. Can you guys hear me? Just let me know if everyone can hear me. Let me know if you guys can hear me. Make sure everyone gets the value. Okay, people say they can hear me. People say they can hear me. So for those that can't hear me, guys, just try and maybe log in, log out, and see if that helps. But anyways, guys, this week is pretty important. You can see Friday we have the non-farm payrolls, and a lot of traders gravitate towards that. Let's see what's happening on Monday. GDP in China, Euro news, manufacturing news. Okay, Tuesday we have AUD retail sales. We have interest rate on Tuesday for Australian dollars, so that could be very important. Employment change, I think it's going to be too bad with NZD. Let's see what's going on. Wednesday, okay, Wednesday is a good day to trade. Let's see what's happening here, guys. If you guys are fundamental traders and you trade against the news. So this is what we have for the week coming. But enough about that. Let's get into the technical analysis, guys. So what I generally do is I start off by looking at the DXY. As you can see there, this is the dollar index. Basically, it measures the strength and the weakness of the dollar. Okay. So just to zoom out for you guys to show you just where we're at right now. Just to give you guys an idea of where we're at. Okay. So for the last few weeks, guys, we've been stuck in this range here. As you can see, we're in this range. We broke up to the upside. We were going to break out and go to the upside, but we continued going down. Okay, that line, if we look back to the monthly chart, just to show you guys how far this line goes back. Okay, that double touch there, the second touch there, and this is where we're at, right, guys? So you can see we're in this little triangle channel right here. Okay, so when I go to the daily time frame to see what opportunities we can find for this week, you guys can see the dollar is very weak. The dollar is very weak right now. We had this break to the downside in that March crash, and then it came back up and then consolidated, and we had this break again where the dollar weakened and all other currencies strengthened in a way. And then we had this little consolidation here, and then we finally broke out last week to the downside. So guys, right now we're at a pivotal level here. As you can see, if we weaken in terms of the dollar, I see us going to 93.02. That's our next level of support. Okay, 93.08. If we do break out of this channel, and this trend line is also broken. So if this support level breaks and we break out of this trend line, guys, these are the next targets we're looking at here at 93.08. Okay, so that means we could have a very weak dollar, meaning that other currencies like the USD ZAR, USD JPY, USD CAD, all of those pairs will strengthen against the dollar. Okay, so guys, I know you guys love the NASDAQ and the S&P 500. Okay, this is just a quick analysis of what's happening with the S&P 500 and NASDAQ. Okay, so if you guys don't mind, could you just mute yourselves? Okay, so we had the March crash down here, and then for the last few weeks, we've just been coming back up right now. But as you can see, guys, we are at a lot of resistance at the moment. We have this resistance trend line right here that we broke up to the upside last week or the week before that. And right now, we had this gap here as well during the market crash. We're expecting the market to fill up this gap and just continue going up. But as you can see, it literally reversed at the gap where it generally is supposed to fill. So let's zoom in and look for opportunities to scale into the upside, guys. You don't want to be shorting this thing at the moment, because I don't know if you guys follow the news, but if you know the Federal Reserve, that is one of the banks or a federal bank in the United States, and basically they're pumping money into the United States economy and stocks like this. So if you guys are looking to solve this thing, I don't think that's a good idea. What we're always looking for is to buy the dips and look for buying opportunities to the upside. So as you can see, guys, for the last week or 2 or 3, we've just been stuck inside the zone. We really have had no price action at the moment. If you go to the hourly time frame, see what's happening. You can see, guys, we are consolidating right now. We broke out of this channel that we were in. We're consolidating right now. Okay, we had this bullish channel here. As you can see, we broke out of that channel, and right now we're in the zone. We're in the zone. Either one of two things can happen. One of two things can happen right now. Okay. One of two things can happen. Just adding people to the Zoom call. Okay. Either we can break to the upside like that during this week, or if we see stocks weakening this week, we'll come down to this level right here. Test that level and resume back up. That's one of the other possibilities. And if not, what could possibly happen is we could go break this line here of support that we have here, come test this line. If this line does not hold and we break through this support line right here, guys, expect that all stocks are going to weaken and we could possibly see a second crash in the market. Because if you guys can look back, this resistance line holding the market here is quite important. So if you don't see any reversals in this area, it just means there's no good news in terms of stock trading, guys. So for now, we'll just have to wait and see what happens with the S&P 500. Let's move to the NASDAQ and see what we have going on here. Right now, I'm still in a position with the NASDAQ. Let's go to the daily time frame. Okay, and zoom out. Okay, guys, you can see where we're at right now with the NASDAQ. We're literally, last week we hit all-time highs, guys. Last week we hit all-time highs with the NASDAQ. What I don't like here is that we have a little double top, but as I said, guys, you don't want to be shorting stocks or NASDAQ, because if you look at the companies that hold or within the NASDAQ, some of the biggest companies in the world, your Google, Facebook, Netflix, Amazon, Tesla, you know, those are very massive companies. So what we're looking for is for buying setups only. For buying opportunities, we want to buy the dips, guys, and look for an opportunity to the upside. So as you can see right now, we're above this channel here. This channel that was resistance once upon a time here and here, and became support at these zones. So you can see we're holding here. Okay, right now we have a long position. To the upside. Our long position looks something like this, guys. Our long position right now, those that are in the trade know that they're either in negatives right now, or they are, or their orders have not been executed as yet. So this is the trade we're looking for next week, guys. If we don't see the strength in the NASDAQ and it keeps weakening like the S&P 500, our stops are going to be hit, and we'll possibly just be waiting on the sidelines to see what happens around this level, what happens at this trend line here. And if it breaks below, then I'll be comfortable taking short positions to the downside. So until that happens, guys, NASDAQ, we're only looking for buying opportunities. So let me give you an example. If we lose this line to the downside, okay, it's going to look something like this. Okay, fam. That's what we're looking for. Until we have any type of creative price action here, we're looking for buying setups for the NASDAQ. So let's move on to the next chart. And that is Bitcoin. I don't know if any of you guys trade Bitcoin, but Bitcoin right now, we had a massive break this weekend, and I did not miss this opportunity. I did not miss this opportunity. So as you can see, guys, if we zoom out on Bitcoin and look at Bitcoin from a weekly time frame, and just look at where we're at right now. Okay, so guys, this is the lifespan of Bitcoin. This is when Bitcoin started and no one really knew about it. And this is when it started to explode around 2017. And then we literally flew from around 2017 August, guys. It was just the choo-choo train all the way until November 19th, December, around then. When the price got to nearly $20,000, then ever since we've just retraced back down, and we have this kind of channel that we're building here. As you guys can see, this is a triangle. Think of it like a spring. When you squeeze a spring tightly, at one point it's going to explode either to the upside or to the downside. So when you saw this breakout here, we had this trend line in place here. We had this breakout. But this was due to the coronavirus. There was a lot of liquidation in the market. And as you can see, we just resumed back up. And then right now we're in that triangle again. So what we're looking for right now with Bitcoin is we're looking for buying setups only to the upside, because we just had our halving. If you guys want to learn more about Bitcoin, you should read some books that we sent. There's a halving that happens generally every 4 years and places Bitcoin into their territory, where they cut the amount of Bitcoins they make every single 4 years. So instead of like your traditional fiat currencies like money, where they can print as much money as they want, with Bitcoin, that's not the situation. There's only going to be a specific number of Bitcoin created. So that means that the supply and demand or the demand for Bitcoin is going to increase. And since we've had that halving where they cut the amount of Bitcoins that will ever be made, that just means that it's going to be harder for you to get Bitcoins, and that's going to drive the price up. So for the next few months, guys, if we get over this level here, this 10,400, 10,300 level, just know that Bitcoin is going into a bull market, and you'll be looking to buy Bitcoin, own Bitcoin, have trades in Bitcoin to the upside, guys. If all fails with the money or the money world that we're in right now, with printing of non-stop money, everyone's going to gravitate towards Bitcoin because there's no inflation in Bitcoin. You know, there's no corruption going on in Bitcoin. It's just a means of transferring money. So, guys, that's Bitcoin. We're looking for buying setups right now. If we look at gold, this is gold, guys, on a weekly time frame. Let's just look at where we're at right now. We are close to all-time highs, guys, with gold. As you can see, this is the highest gold has ever been. 19,000 or 1,930, around there. $1,930. That's the highest Bitcoin has ever been, and that was in 2011. Ever since, Bitcoin has been decreasing. And if you guys can notice, I follow a lot of, you know, what happens in the financial markets, but this is generally when the market crashed. As you can see, when the market crashed, after the market had crashed, people were gravitating towards gold because gold is, you know, was the first means of transferring money or transferring some sort of goods and services in that way. So as you can see, guys, after that financial crisis in 2008, gold just exploded. And if you guys can see here where we're at right now with the coronavirus, guys, after we had that coronavirus nationwide pandemic thingy, whatever you want to call it, you can see gold crashed a bit, and then right now we're in that phase where it's just going to the upside because people are gravitating towards gold because it holds its value to normal money. So gold and Bitcoin right now, guys, are the investments to be, you know, putting your money in. So if we look at the 4-hour chart, we're going to be looking for buying opportunities this week if we can find any. Okay, last week we were in this channel around this resistance, we sold and we made profits until there, and then ever since it just rallied to the upside. We fortunately did not get into this trade. We missed this trade, but right now if we look onto the hourly time frame, if we can find selling setups, we don't want to be involved in them. We just want to be into the buying setups right now, guys. So if we see any sort of pullbacks to this level, see pullbacks towards that level, if you can see any pullbacks to this level, guys, we'll be looking for buying opportunities to the upside. Okay, so that's what we have for gold, and if we could put it in a risk management way, let's see if this will be a trade worth taking if we do come down to this channel. See if we can get a 1 to 2 trade here. Okay, can risk a bit more on that trade. Okay, something like that. So that's what we will be looking for this week with gold. Okay, let's move on to the next one, guys. We'll definitely be sharing the signals in the group whenever these charts go in our direction. Until then, we'll just have to hold on and wait for an opportunity. Silver, no. Okay, so this is the first time I'm analyzing these pairs, guys, with you guys at the moment. Okay, so last week we had this opportunity. We were looking for buying setups to the upside. As you can see, we had that push to the upside. We came back down, and then our stop loss wasn't there. Our stop loss was down there. So we nearly got stomped out, and literally the market just continued back up. We took profits around this level here. Because we could see the price around this level couldn't push any higher. So we took profits. And then right now we are looking for more buying setups to the upside with AUD CAD. So if we can see any type of price action, if we can take out this high here in gold, 85,495, 95,495, and that will be a good entry to the upside. As you can see, guys, we're still in an uptrend right now, still in very much of an uptrend. So we're only looking for buying setups to the upside. And you guys can see we haven't even reached our targets to the upside as yet. So let's continue through these pairs as quick as we possibly can. Oh, this was an amazing trade we took last week. Amazing trade that paid us very well. So we had orders here. We entered a buy trade right here, and literally in a day or two, we had already hit take profit, guys. We had already hit trade profits. This was our take profit point right here. We didn't enter the sell trade because we're expecting further strength, but as you can see, we resumed back down. So right now for this week, if we see price come above this trend line here with AUDJPY and we see it strengthen, then we'll look for more buying opportunities to the upside again. So this is what we had last week with AUDJPY. If you can see something more similar to that again this week, that will be a lovely trade to get into. Okay, so we'll be able to risk just a bit more in this trade. But AUDJPY, guys, we're looking for buying opportunities. Let's go through these pairs. AUDNZD, let's see what's happening there. Oh, it is following price as we predicted. So just the week before last week, guys, when we did our live analysis, we said that we're expecting price to come up to this level and consolidate around this level and then continue going back down. So guys, as you can see, price has actually done what we expected, but we're expecting one more push to the upside, and then we'll be looking for selling setups. For now, really no trade right now with AUDNZD. You can look, if you want to, look to scale in and buy in if you're already in this trade to the upside, but that's if you're only in the trade. Look to buy to the upside and then have a very, very tight stop. Okay, have a very tight stop, trailing stop. Once you get into profit, let's adjust this. So this is a trade you could possibly take to the upside, risk a very small amount to the upside, guys, because overall our buys, we're looking for selling opportunities to the downside. Okay, let's just look at it on a daily time frame. I'm sure this will be a beautiful trade to take closer to the end of this week. Okay, can you see the bigger vision, guys? The bigger vision is to take this trade to the downside. Okay. If not, this market could possibly just rally to the upside again, but we're looking for a trade to the downside right now. So let's just be patient and wait for an opportunity here. AUDUSD. Okay, guys. Let's just zoom out and see what's happening on a bigger scale. Can everyone just mute themselves? Thank you. So you guys can see with the AUDUSD, we've been in this down channel for the last, for how long? Since 2018, we've been in a downtrend with AUDUSD. But right now we're expecting dollar weakness as discussed. So that means we're expecting the Australian dollar to strengthen against the US dollar. So for now, if we zoom into the 1 hour time frame, what we're looking for are buying setups. We're looking for buying setups to the upside. As you can see, price has kind of really come down and is respecting this level here. Price has kind of came down and tested this area right here, and we're looking for opportunities to the upside, guys. That's for AUDUSD. And we're running out of time in the Zoom call, so let me see if we can find those juicy pairs. EURUSD. Okay. So the week before we spoke about this pair strengthening, we're looking for buying setups to the upside, and it did go to the downside. Unfortunately, we did not get into this trade until it got above this support line that we had in place there that turned into resistance here, but then became support to the upside. So we're only looking for buying setups once we're above this setup. We had this trade, we held it for a few days, and we hit the top and we took profit. For now, we have not re-entered this trade at all. We're waiting for price to either give us a push to the upside from here to there. So if I can show you EURUSD, looking for a trade to the upside to there. We'll have our buy stops in order. We'll definitely send the signal to the group if this trade does play out the way we want it to play out. If not, let's zoom out and look at it from the 4 hour time frame. If not, price does not reach this level here at around 92,300. We could see some selling off, but I don't think that's likely. So we're expecting the euro to strengthen against the pound closer to the end of this week. EURUSD, let's see what we have here. Okay. EURUSD, we had this trade last week, as you can see, it already went into profit. The price was here. We're expecting to come and test this high here. So right now, we already took this trade and just waiting for another trade to develop. So let's continue and see EURUSD. EURUSD, we do know the dollar is weakening, so what we are looking for buying setups with the euro. The euro has been very good to us lately. Had a beautiful trade last week. Come on, load charts. Okay, so we had this trade in place last week that we took to the upside. So right now, guys, we are only looking for pullbacks to push. So we did hit our target, but I feel like price will still probably come up and test this level up here. So let's go to the hourly chart. What we don't like doing is buying high. What we generally want to do is buy lower and sell high. And right now, you can see, guys, price is just rallying to the upside. It's just rallying to the upside. This is a trade that we're worth taking, not really. I'd rather wait and see what price does around this level. And then once price clears this level, breaks out, retests this line and continues back up, that could be a trade. Or we could look for some sort of reversal pattern here if the dollar does look to weaken again, because guys, this is resistance. If we look at this resistance from the weekly time frame, this resistance has been in place for a very long time, since 2008, 2009, around there. Okay, you guys can see. So once we break above that line, then we will be only looking for buying setups to the upside if the dollar does get that weak. Okay, skip Euro and ZD. GBP CAD. Okay, NZD USD, guys. We're looking for buying setups, guys. So the focus this week is pairs against the dollar, guys. We're looking for buying setups to the upside. As you can see, we pulled back pretty nice, but if you can see a nicer pullback to the downside and then get buy entries to the upside, that would be beautiful. If you could get some sort of price action like this, that would be nice. If price doesn't come back that down, what we'll do is we'll have some buy stops around this area so that we do catch the move to the upside. So we'll definitely notify you this week as how this trade develops. But for now, we just have to be patient because price is above our resistance and above our support. So we just want to see what plays out until then. Let's go to the next pair, USD CAD. We're looking for buying setups again, guys. USD CAD, or selling setups, I mean. So we had this channel that was broken to the downside. The support was broken to the downside, guys. But right now, if we can see price come back and test this level here and then resume down, that would be a trade we're looking for. But I think there's better pairs we can make money off of than the USD CAD. Let's see what's happening with the USDJPY. Okay. USDJPY right now is at a support line. If you do clear this line and come back to the upside, that means the dollar is possibly gaining strength against the Japanese yen. But for now, we're still looking for selling setups. We're looking for the Japanese yen to strengthen. I think there's better trades to take than the USDJPY for now. But let's see how things play out this week. Let's see USDCHF. Oh, guys, this one melted. It is melted to the downside. Could we possibly get into this trade and see if it gets weaker? We're at critical support, guys. We're at big time support. I want to see what happens with the price around this level. I want to see what happens with the price around this level. If the dollar begins to strengthen this week, then we'll be looking for buying setups to get back into the channel. If not, that means we're probably going to be looking for selling setups to the downside again. So let me go through the USD ZAR quickly. last two pairs, we have like a minute left. A minute left, guys, before this zoom cuts us. Okay, let's zoom into the hourly. We're looking for selling setups with the USD as well, guys. As you can see, we're in a downtrend right now. We're in a serious downtrend. We had this little channel here. We had this little channel here, guys. Once we cross this line, guys, just know that the dollar is seriously weakening and we're looking for selling opportunities and looking for the rand to get stronger against the dollar. Until then, we just have to wait and be patient. High probability trades, guys. Okay, we have less than a minute left. USD Mexican pesos. We're at big time support right now, guys. So I think USD ZAR is a better trade than USD Mexican pesos, unless we break below this level, this 22.1 level. Then once you break below this level, then we're looking for selling setups. If not, if we